So then
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? It is a sassy Saturday morning. You're stoner with the toner, the one and only Chronic Chris. That's right, the metal pothead. Hanging out today with Troy E. Anderson, International Punk Kings, and Shop Talk International, but that's tomorrow. What we're doing today is we're talking to a band called Stolen from Germany. And I'll be honest, I had never heard of these guys up until about 2 weeks ago, and I found some music on YouTube. They're a kick-ass, hard-hitting band from Germany. So Troy has had a million and one questions for these guys. So I'm going to let him take it away. Go ahead.
All right, first question. Where in Germany are you and who's the members and can we name them all?
So we are based in Essen, and my name is Mark. I'm the bass player.
I'm Kat. I'm the singer.
Stijn van Wal, guitarist of Doom. I'm Master van Buren, drums.
And he's the founding member, our founding father.
Yeah, I started all that shit, man.
Yeah.
It began with this guy.
Well,
that's almost unheard of that the bass player started the band.
Yes.
Never heard any band start like that ever.
That's amazing.
Groundbreaking, if you will.
Though I am a singer and a bass player, but I didn't start the band technically. I was invited in, but then I created the band. It was weird.
You just reformed it. You're like, it's my band now.
Better.
Yeah, that's what you do sometimes. When you find the way to do it, you can do it that way. But look at again a question I was going to ask before. Who started? Who's first? Who's second? Who's new? Who's old? And when did you guys start?
When did we start? Or when did you start technically?
So I moved to Essen like 5 years ago, and I wanted to start a band, and I had really specific ideas of how the sound should be, how the band should be,
How it should look, what they should
the
do.
looks, the attitude, it all had to fit. And yeah, I found some people from the scene over here because we actually have a huge rock scene, and especially like for the 80s music, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I thought I could find some people. Started with some guys, but it wasn't really the thing. And then I think like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I met Kat, and yeah, I took her to rehearsal to show her my project, and her first reaction was like,
It was shit.
she was like, I can do it better.
And I did.
And I was like, do it then. So we rehearsed with her, and she did a pretty good job.
Flying.
And the other two showed up afterwards, I take it?
Yeah, this one's even better. We found this guy on Instagram.
Yeah.
He rocked up. So you drive like 3 hours.
Yeah, I drive
to
3
get
hours
here.
every weekend
Every
to go to
weekend.
Essen because I live in the Netherlands, and I think it's been like 8 months since I'm in the band. And I remember this guy right here. He just texted me on Instagram, and he just texted me with, "Hey man, you're in a band. You're looking for a band." And my first reaction was like, "Dude, this guy lives in Essen. Like, fuck no, I'm not gonna drive every weekend to Essen." And so I said no, and the first reaction was no. And I don't know, afterward I kind of got convinced, and I said yes. And now I drive every weekend to Essen, so.
But what he's not telling you is he heard that I was singing, and he was like, oh, it's a girl singer, it's gonna be shit. And he didn't want to show up.
Yeah.
But then he eventually did.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, with his rocky, this really tiny little car. He hauls out his fucking Marshall amp. They were wearing the same outfit, and then we immediately knew that he was meant to be.
I saw him, and he showed up with an elegant band shirt and
the same jacket,
fringed leather jacket, and I was like, okay, that's the guy.
And now, sometimes I don't know who's who, to be honest, from behind.
So it sounds like Mark can be pretty persistent.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to. I had to. I had no choice because all the musicians I found here, like in my place in that area, it wouldn't work out, and I really had to ship every one of them basically.
I think the problem is the scene here is very like 80s new wave British heavy metal, which is great, and we love it. But there's no sleaze or like really our kind of vibe going. So we have to.
We still have the guy in the back. So who? What does he do? Is he
drummer?
So that was also a funny thing because to find members, I'm in all these music forums and websites, and all the people we met over this way
It was very hard. We had hard times with those people because they present themselves as like top musicians and stuff like that, and then they show up and yeah.
So he was your last. He was your last pick of the selection.
Yeah, he joined. I think how many like
and last year.
Yeah, so only very recently.
And he texted me with this super long text of how much he's into the music and the style we want to go for. And this is exactly what the scene needs. And finally, a band that's doing that. And that was great.
And then he showed up with a horse trailer. And then we knew that he was the guy because he was fucking crazy.
Now, I'm sorry. If you show up to band practice with a horse trailer behind your vehicle and you're a drummer, I'm going to sit there and think, dude, how big is your fucking kit?
He brought everything.
I have a very huge flight case for my drum kit, and I also have flight cases for clothing and for other stuff. And I bring all these things to the rehearsal, and so yeah, I needed this horse trailer.
And I think he wanted to show off a little bit. You know, he brought his cameras and his lights. We were like, dude, can we actually rehearse?
It's like the second day.
Right? It was kind of impressive.
Hold on, you guys are going to take 5 minutes to load in. It's going to take me a little bit longer.
Yeah. The horse trailer really wasn't.
I mean, I'm not sure that in Germany it's like in the States, but maybe he was trying to show you a physical aspect that he could go the distance like a horse.
He is the workhorse.
Probably, man.
I don't know.
Thoroughbred, baby.
Yeah.
Or he just lives there. We've never seen his house. Maybe that was just his house.
Does he play like a horse? Does he have a lot of rhythm? Can he go like very fast and slow depending on the situation?
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with a house on wheels.
No, I'm not saying. But a horse trailer.
But when we started to play, he really impressed us with his sense for the rhythm.
So what do you feed your drummer to keep him productive?
He's a drummer. He lives on Red Bull and beef jerky.
So sometimes
we've never seen him eat. He only drinks orange.
You know, with the horse trailer, like sometimes we pay for his parking tickets, and that's
it's very expensive.
Hey man, we can't pay you for the gig tonight because we had to pay your parking ticket on that damn trailer again.
And they're very expensive parking tickets in Germany, I think, right? The parking tickets compared to ours are very expensive, right? And you get much trouble. Yes.
But can you imagine now trying to tell the venue, like, yeah, we were here for sound check, but we got a horse trailer in the back. Like,
where can we park?
Can we squeeze this in?
Wait a second. Fit that in. We have space for that.
But we can carry everything.
So what's better than you deal with that than have to play in the horse trailer, because that would be a little bit more cramped. So
no, we do.
You guys have been together for about a year now, right?
On the stage and make a prop. I mean, not many metal bands or even any band really puts a horse trailer on the stage and uses a prop.
Yeah, we try to push boundaries.
You can put some boundaries. Maybe add some fake horses.
I'm a fabricator, and I got an idea for cutting open the side of that trailer, putting it on some hydraulic arms so you can lower it down, and the horse trailer becomes a stage.
In Germany, you can use flamethrowers and make it look like Rammstein, so the horse will come out with smoke and mirrors, and you won't know where it's coming from. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, our musicians come with the Harley on the stage. We can
the horse trailer. The horse trailer.
Yeah.
Also, like when we have the horse trailer with us, we always know where we park.
That's true.
Yes, the horse trailer, meaningful. You got to make a song with a horse trailer, damn it!
Yeah.
Fall in love with the horse trailer.
So you guys have been together for about a year now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got any albums out? Any singles?
We got 2 singles out. We have Boozy that came out last year, I think in November, end of November, and then we have Dead Inside that came out December, yeah.
Okay.
And we are actually in the studio next week recording the entire album. So then that'll be our first album together.
Oh, right on. Speaking of Boozy, what are we drinking there?
Everything.
We got Hands of Pills. I don't know if you can see
bottle of is that wine?
No, it's beer.
Oh, German beer.
German beer. The good beer, the stuff that makes American beer taste like watered down piss.
We also have not Jack Daniels this time. I couldn't find it, but some kind of bourbon What else? And wine.
We have gin tonic.
We have many things. We'll be going out after. So
right
this is
on.
costume. This is genuinely how we look all the time.
Oh yeah, I live right now in Western Kentucky, so I'm right in the middle of bourbon country.
Yeah.
Nice.
I keep wanting to go on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, but I've never had a DUI, and I don't want to start now.
Yeah, please don't. But
We drink everything. Like if we want to test something new, we just go to the store and we try to find the oldest looking bottle we can find, and that's usually what we go for.
That's why you wrote that song. If you want to talk a little bit about it, Mark writes all of the songs. He does everything almost. He writes all the songs.
Well, what's your inspiration behind songwriting? What's your muse?
So I'm very much into 80s lead bands, rock bands with a little like blues note, like Elegance, First the Pussycat, and I do music for all my life, and those music is just so inspiring to me that I want to do my own thing to celebrate it. And
how do you go about writing your songs? Like what's the inspiration between when you have a new song, how do you write it?
Well, mostly it comes from like a real life experience. Like we are out in the scene a lot. We see a lot of stuff. Every weekend is kind of crazy to us. Even though we're not asking for it. We just want to go out, have a good time. But
it's rock and roll. You don't ask for it. It just shows up.
And it's like situations that give us so much inspiration for the lyrics. And it's basically the music just frames what we do right now and what we experience, and I think that's why people can relate to it. We also get very good feedback on that.
Yeah, for example, after our first show, like together as a band, the way that we are, we went to the bar to celebrate, and no joke, a woman died in the bar. She had a full-on heart attack, and then we wrote a song about it. So
shit,
heart attack in the bar. That
now I'm wondering if that answers my next question. Being in the music industry, what's the wildest and craziest thing you've seen? The one thing that made you look at your bandmate and be like, dude, did that really just fucking happen?
Oh man.
I don't know if do we have 5 hours to go through the list?
I got as much time as you have.
Oh,
let's start with the good woman, please. Come on. She died. Made a song out of it right there.
Yeah, so see, this is the funny thing. Anytime we go out, it's always fucking crazy. It's like the dumbest shit happens to us all the time. Like,
is this your first death you saw after a concert? After you kill people literally from your music?
Honestly, our shows are just so amazing that people drop dead after. They just can't deal with it.
Wow.
She was standing too close to the monitor and just started feeling the vibrations, giving her heart palpitations.
Exactly.
Damn.
I mean,
when did that happen? Where did that happen? I like to document this, but I'm a journalist aspect, you know. So
we were like, where did the woman die?
Yeah, where did it happen? How did you guys feel? Give us what was there. This is good. If you were there again, tell us how it felt. What did it feel? What did you see? What do you know? We are correspondent rock stars. What happened?
It's a rock bar.
After our first ever show, so we're like hype.
Yeah, and
first show. Not second. First
ever show together as a band.
Yeah. And
we were hyped. It went amazing. We had 200 people there. We didn't expect it to be that good, to be honest, but it went down really well.
It was great, and the reactions of the people were so great that we were super hyped up, super happy. So we went to our favorite rock bar to celebrate it. And we were in such a good mood, and all from the sudden, the music stopped. People are screaming. The bartender is like, "I need a doctor! It's a doctor here!" And we're like, "Fuck is going on?"
It's all in German. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, "What the?"
I was like, "What is there a fight or whatever?"
Yeah.
And then there was actually one of the guests was a doctor, so he came and he tried to
resuscitate this woman.
Resuscitate her, and we were just standing at the bar with our drinks. We were like,
"What the fuck?
Is this really happening right now?" And then they were screaming like, "She has no heartbeat," and that's, by the way, the title of the song. and then they had to like carry her out, and it was, and then the DJ was just like, it was in the middle of the situation, and the DJ decided to put the music back on, and it was like, I don't know.
He played something really stupid. I remember. I can't remember exactly what song it was.
Should have played Death by Rock and Roll.
But it was inappropriate. I remember thinking like you should have picked another song.
And then
like I don't need no Doctor by Wasp or something. And this woman's dying.
And we were like, okay, of course we were in this good mood, but then we didn't know really how to feel in this situation, because of course the poor woman, I hope she's well.
Shout out.
She did it, and then we just kept on drinking.
Yeah,
we kept drinking.
We were not
at some point, Mark got like this melody in his head. He was really like.
Well, I, honestly, I don't know how anyone else out there feels, but if I'm at a really, really, really good show and I drop dead, I'll die happy.
I second that. I'll be like, this is the way to go. But going back to
I mean, I've done said and I got it planned out. My funeral will not be a funeral. It's going to be called the ultimate after party. We're going to have a band playing, bonfire, keg, bottles passed around. I'm not having a funeral. I'm having an ultimate after party.
Okay, then we'll have stolen play for your wake, I guess.
Oh yeah. That's my next question. You guys do a lot of shows around Germany and around the Netherlands. Any plans on maybe a US tour?
So far we've been focusing a lot on the record. We do have a few kind of free shows coming up. We're planning a tour with another band, so we're gonna kind of not really headline it together, but always play together and try to get other smaller bands with us. But that's not been announced yet, so that's secret stuff.
Any other countries? Any locations?
It's not
Germany?
secret. You just told the world.
It's going to be Germany and the Netherlands, so we're going to just make our way through.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you guys ever plan a United States tour, we can help you out with that here at Asgard. If you go to asgardradio.com and go to Asgard Connect, we have a list of people that are background checked and vetted all over the United States that'll let bands stay at their house, take a shower, get a home cooked meal, do a load of laundry. So you don't have to spend for the hotel room, spend for the restaurant, spend for the laundromat. We help you we're basically a rock and roll bed and breakfast.
That's really cool.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
And we're working on getting also deals with auto shops around the country. So if you're on the road, vehicle maintenance is a big thing while on tour. You need oil changes, you need tires, something goes wrong. We're working on getting a Asgard Connect auto network so you guys can get shit done at cost.
Yeah, we will definitely come back to that, because touring in the US would be a dream for us. And it happened a lot in social media. We have many listeners in America, and some of them they text us, they get in touch with us, and some people were already like, hey, if you play in LA, you can stay in my place, stuff like that. And that's cool about the scene, right? So it's cool to have those opportunities.
I think we definitely want to play in the US. I think probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, if this album goes really well, then we can try to get the funds together to do it. Our other plan was to bully Faster Pussycat into taking us on tour with them.
No, Tame, Faster Pussycat. I'm glad you brought them up. I actually love those guys. I've seen them many times.
I met them once.
I partied with the band, but Tame, he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do none of that anymore. The 80s, 90s kind of almost killed him. So, I mean, he's a cool guy to sit down and chat with.
Yeah.
The whole band, awesome people.
Yes.
And they're one of those bands.
We really love Slim Tender.
Oh yeah, Slim Tender.
He's like a big legend and inspiration for us. Like the way he runs the social media, like that's basically how we party too. Like we can see us there, and we try to bully them to play with us. So
yeah, that's the plan. Just I'm gonna make every time. I'm just gonna make it real. Keep tagging them. Be like, I will stop tagging you once you agree to a tour. I'll stop like annoying you. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. But yeah,
I like this approach. This is a very good approach. I like this. This is good. You guys are the band I wish I could have been when I was 12.
in like the 80s, they used to plaster their like printouts on walls and stuff. This is my version of that.
Yes.
See, now she
by
just
attacking them and everything until they just take me on tour.
see now you just inspired me because there's certain people I've been trying to get on the show that haven't responded. I'm gonna start tagging the hell out of them.
Just bully them.
And then the ones that say, please don't tag me in your stuff anymore. Well, come on the show and I'll stop.
Just bully them. It always works. They say don't bully people, but that's a lie.
Well, I always put it like, you ever watch The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Leonard was so persistent, Penny eventually married him.
Very true.
Be persistent like Leonard, people.
Oh,
That's what the world's lacking. Persistenceness. How do you say that in German, by the way? Persistence is being driven to annoy or to tag, I guess. What would that be said in German? I always like the translations.
like when you really want to get something and you keep going for it.
How do you say it in German? I really want it.
Yeah, being like stur.
Stool? I don't know.
Yeah, it's something like that, like stur.
Stur.
Being,
Like Stewart. I like it.
They're like dying there.
Hey.
I gotta learn German anyway. Speaking of Deutsch. Yay! Gotta go to Germany.
Well,
I'll be in Germany in May.
Yeah.
I figure if I go to Germany, I know the two words I'll need to know. Beer and Krankenhaus. Drink too much beer.
After each other.
Yes, drink too much beer, end up in Krankenhaus.
Yeah, that's the right order, man.
That will be us later. That's fine for everyone to ask me. No, but going back to Faster Pussycat, yeah, that's one of our actually biggest and I would say probably biggest influences.
Yeah, that's the thing about our music. Like when I go to a bar, or when we go to a bar, it always annoys me. You have this like very heavy and hardcore music blasting, and it's so loud you can't even understand your own words. And when I go to the DJ and I'm like, hey man, can you play some Faster Pussycat? And even the bartenders start to dance, they start having a good time at their job, and we miss this like bluesy rock and roll style in modern music.
Yeah, just that like 80s sleaze kind of, hanging out on the street, drinking, shit like that. That actually
there's a lot of different types of metal. I mean, that's more of a glammy, rocky type, like very much like Faster Pussycat. So you have a lot of Cinderella I see in the background. So you're talking Cinderella, kind of a Faster Pussycat
White
feel.
Snake, Motley Crue.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but we're not a glam band. Okay.
Not glam. Not
glam. No. A lot of them. There is a very fine line between 80s glam and 80s hair.
Yeah.
True. There is a fine line, and that is Winger, by the way. I'm a punk medalist. Okay? I'm a punk singer. I'm a punk medalist. Just so you guys warning, I know that hardcore sound. I'm more power metal now, but
Yeah, but power metal.
Europe, anyways. Power metal. You guys are talking power metal. You're talking hardcore. Some hardcore is like dark metal. There was a lot of different metals. You got black metal. You got death metal. You got Viking metal. You got it just goes on and on.
Pirate metal, arid metal, speed metal.
And there's a guy on YouTube that has way too much time on his hands, because he broke the metal genre down into like 236 subgenres.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's like, dude, what do you do for a living?
Just apparently that, breaking it down.
We're gonna break a world record again, Chris Chronic. So it's okay. I mean, we're gonna get 113 in 13 hours. We should tell them about that. Them know about the shop talk elements of shop talk, how it used to be.
Yeah, but I mean, but then to sit there and think, have to go through speed metal, glam metal, black metal, heavy metal, and then go into subgenres, doom metal,
Yeah.
We'll just pick. We'll put that many genres. We should easily hit 113 artists in 13 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Insane.
See, and that's why. And that's why it sounds like I need to go to the bars in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Here in the United States, like where I live, we don't have bars down here. You got the Legion and the Lions. And if I go in and I'll try to play like a Monomarth or something like that on the jukebox, it sucks to go into a bar, stick $20 into the jukebox, and then the bartender and her little friend sitting at the bar that's only paying for half her drink start skipping through all your songs. And it's like, fuck you doing? Well, we'll give you your money back. I don't want my money back. I wanted to sit here, have a drink, and listen to my music.
See, we have the same problem with the human being in our favorite bar.
Oh man.
He never. So story time. One time I wanted to hear Van Halen, and he didn't know who Van Halen was. And since that day, I always ask for Van Halen Ice Cream Man, and then I go behind the bar and I throw ice cubes at him until he plays it. And I did it on his birthday, and security politely asked me to stop. But I still do it.
Remember, you didn't stop.
I did not stop until he plays Ice Cream Man. Van Halen.
Hell yeah. I mean, you seen the look on the face, like you said, the bartender didn't know who. How can you live on this planet and not know who Van Halen is?
Jump a little to be able to make you understand that.
Out, man. We're still trying to figure it out. But we actually have some cool places here. They make this like topics for the evenings. Like we have 80s parties in bars and in clubs, and then the DJs are very good, and they only play that style of music. And
it sounds like you got a good metal scene or a good music scene at least over there.
Yeah, and the city we live in is actually the best one in Germany for this kind of music.
That's the reason I'm going. That's the reason I'm going to Europe, because I know your scene is better.
It plays our song at the bar, and then we can listen to our own music in the bar. That's very cool.
Nice.
Without asking.
See, no. You guys are in Essen.
Yeah.
Okay, because we got another guy over in Stuttgart we talked to, says the same thing. This is the best place in Germany.
Oh, really? No, it's Essen. Essen's the best place.
Well, I know Germany has a more open metal scene than the United States does. I mean, you guys are fucking everywhere, whereas in the United States, it's kind of you actually have to go to a show to find another metalhead.
Yeah, I've heard that. Here it's everywhere. They're just
as I'm moving to Germany. I'm going to be in Deutschland soon in May.
Well, I drove an hour and a half to see Texas Hippie Coalition, only to meet a group of guys that live 5 minutes away from me.
Oh wow! But if you do come to Germany, you got to come party with us. When we went to Hamburg for my birthday, tell that story.
Oh
we
man!
Went to see, nobody believes. I'm gonna say this actually happened, and it's not a lie.
So it was like her 25th birthday was about to happen, and she kept talking about, man, I'm so sad. I wanted to go to a strip club, but we probably won't. And she kept bringing that up.
Low-key hinting.
And and then I planned this trip to Hamburg. She didn't know anything about it, but just on the day that I said, okay, we're
going, pack your bags.
Pack your bags, and we go.
We're going to the dollhouse.
Yeah. And we went to Hamburg, and we partied all night in the strip clubs.
What he's not saying is they loved us so much there, because apparently we look so cool, that they closed the place after, like, they that their normal hours, but then they kept it open for 30 minutes so we could get private dances, and then we also got free food, which was great.
Wow. Yeah.
In a strip club, free food. So they must have really, really fucking liked us.
Free stripping
and free food.
So it was one of those. It was one of those strip clubs with a buffet.
No, the strippers actually brought their own food out for us.
Oh,
they
wow.
stripped, fed you, and then stripped more.
And then they fed us.
I'm sorry. I've always wanted, and I never have yet, but I've always wanted to see a thick stripper eating a cheeseburger on stage.
Just that. That's the show.
Yep, that's all she's got to do. Just
So we
sit
did
there and
see-
eat a cheeseburger.
Okay, with that rocky start, I gotta speak at least 2 words in German. I don't know if this says good life or not, but Guggen Leben. I mean, Leben. I mean, what the heck? That is a good life. I mean, stripping, free food, being served by strippers.
I know.
Now that's a rock star lifestyle. I like this. I'm going to Germany.
We're bringing it
Oh
back.
yeah.
No other band doesn't, we're
Guggen
so
Leben, right? Or Guggen Leben, or what? How do you say it in German? Good life. How do you say good life? Guggen Leben.
Gutes Leben.
Is I said it right then? Okay.
Yeah, gutes Leben.
I'm getting better at this. See, Chris, before we go, we speak a German just like the Germans.
We're
Yay!
learning new languages.
Yes,
in an hour
we're learning German. This is good.
We had some other situations in the strip club because, like, at one point, this really buffed guy
Oh my God.
from the place, and he was coming towards us, and we were just looking at him. We were like, "Oh man, what
We're
have
gonna
we
die."
done? Like, now we are in trouble." He came to us like shirtless, buffed, and he looked very
Mean. Like, he looked angry.
He looked very angry and mean, and he just came over and he was like, "You guys are cool. You have soul. I can feel your spirit." And then they would take tons of pictures.
Yeah.
And another great situation was like there was this group of 10 other men, and one of them came to us and he was like, "Can we party with you guys? But do you guys know the band The Dirt? Do you know them?" And of course, he was referencing to the movie and book from Motley Crue, but we were just like, never heard of them. Man.
Motley
Like,
Who?
never.
Motley who?
Motley Who? And I was like, Motley Who? Never heard of. Like, but yeah, we had a good time.
I'll just say jump and like do the jump. I mean, remember the jump motion that Dave made? Remember that picture, that famous picture that he has, Chronic Chris, of Van Halen, of Dave literally jumping and his feet are
With
like
the sword. Oh, when he jumped and did the splits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most
Hey.
famous rock picture in the world. They don't know. I mean, people don't know. Geez, that's like he
Sure.
was Dave TV on MTV too. I mean, he got kicked out of his band, so the great singer of there's a lot of history.
And then they went to Van Hagar, which I gotta admit, I'll be honest with people, as much as David Lee Roth was the original vocalist for the band, and you really can't compare that with anything else. But in my personal opinion, I like both Van Halen's because I think Sammy Hagar's vocals went great with Eddie's guitar work.
I'm sorry, David Lee
I love
Roth.
heavy metal too. I mean, I love the song Heavy Metal from Sammy Hagar. And when
Yeah.
Sammy pushed that move, I think he did it more on a rock reason than his own reason. I think he was trying to save the essence of what Van Halen was. You can't replace Dave
No.
musically, but you can try to revise what was broken, I guess, for the relationship. But relationships occur all the time. You can't take out the lead singer and expect anything but different and change. You take out the lead singer, you're changing the band's soul.
Remember that. Remember that. That's what he said.
Because you can't fix this.
See now, but like with Van Halen, they replaced David Lee Roth, and it still worked.
It worked to a point.
But now, like with Black Sabbath, I don't think when they got rid of Ozzy and then went with Ronnie James Dio and then that other guy, whoever he was for the one album, it didn't work.
No, it was totally different.
Oh yeah, I was going to say real quick. I know they don't use them anymore, but Troy, when we do go to Germany, first beer's on me.
Oh, wow.
Deutschmark. Is it old German Deutschmark?
That is an old German Deutschmark. And I especially love it because you guys got the fiddle and the flute on the back.
That's what I love about your days. You guys care about music more than you care about real currency. This is beautiful.
Yeah, they got music on their. They had music on their currency.
Well, when I get back here to Germany,
But you guys all use the euro now, right?
Yeah.
Talk to some prime minister or some bureaucrat. We'll get that music back on your money. Don't you worry. That's why I'm here to go to Germany. Put music back in your money.
It'll be our faces.
Yes, I was glad when I got a hold of that one because they're not as easy to get as they used to be, and I like to collect money from around the world.
Yes, we will fix the currency in Germany and United States eventually, but for now, we'll focus on the music.
Right now, anywhere I need to go in the world, I at least have $1.
Sure, so this guy's
A peso, a yen, a euro.
More
The
than that,
real
man.
currency here is this.
Some
This
currency.
is the real currency. This is what you need.
Bottle caps.
Bottle caps.
Be rating some German euros. Those euros?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, they are.
but
Yeah.
with different,
Yeah, euros they are. No, 20 euros flying around. Money everywhere in Germany.
No, we like to make it rain here with coins. This was us in the strip club, just throwing pennies.
I said people, you throw coins at people. This is good. Are you a dart thrower too? I mean, do you like to just project stuff out to the audience? I mean, talking t-shirts.
We were dart throwers. I remember the first time I ever went out with these guys. Kind of wanted to test my alcohol tolerance. And after that night out, I got accepted, so I guess I did a good job. But I remember when we went out that night, we got so shit-faced. And I saw photos back of me and Mark standing in front of the dartboard, throwing darts at each other. So, yeah, it's regular stuff like that. Really,
good times. Actually, we play darts too. I live in a record company house, LPM headquarters, Hempfest. I don't know if you guys heard of that, Seattle. So I am the embedded music journalist, singer, concept writer, and founder of Shop Talk, which is basically something me and Steve Unger do. You guys remember this band called Metal Church?
Yeah.
No. If you ain't heard of Metal Church, let's sit down and have story time.
They play here a lot.
They do play here a lot.
They play here a lot, actually.
Yes, they do.
You guys should play with them. I think that should be our goal. Get you to play with either them or they. He's also in another band called Autographed. You guys like Autographed?
He's the touring guitarist. He's touring the touring guitarist for Autograph right now, and then he also does Elvis Alive '85, which is what Elvis show would have been if he'd have been alive in '85. So there's a lot of denim, a lot of leather, and Elvis.
A beard Elvis. He has a beard and long hair.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's very German modern, but he's not. Well, he's got Unger as his last name. So that German? I don't know.
Oh, dude.
Unger? Is that German? Does that sound German to you? Unger? Steve Unger?
Sounds German. We'll have to ask him.
I know. We'll have to ask him one of these days. It could be some other name. It could be Polish. Who knows? Do you have a lot of different nations coming in and investing their time traveling to see the music in Germany versus like other countries? What have you seen in the crossovers with bands coming over from other countries, I guess, since we're talking about Steve Unger?
Well, there are a lot of bands coming, and bands, like you said, Autograph, Vane, and also some smaller bands from the 80s, like Spread Eagle or Babylon AD. They all come here to play, and it's so great to see them like in the
LA Guns played here.
LA.
A lot of American bands actually play here.
And you get them in a club show, and that's the greatest experience for us because like you can come so close to the band. The music is great. And also we have a festival here in Germany that has all these bands together, and
it's completely free. Last time Cannibal Corpse played, so they have really big bands that play for free.
I love Cannibal Corpse.
It's great that we have the opportunity to see like our role idols here. Yeah. So we have a lot of bands coming, and they tour. They have service shows in Germany, and yeah, that's great.
Well, let's get a connection go with this American that's going to go to Germany and Sweden. I'll be there at probably mid-May in Sweden, and then probably going to take some of my friends from Sweden and Finland. I don't know if you followed up with our stories, but basically I know a couple of bands up in Scandinavia. And then I plan on going south to the port of your northern area, I guess close to Hamburg, right? And then go down by Berlin. And you guys are what? You're south central, or where are you at exactly?
They are Eastern Germany, Dortmund, Essen, Dusseldorf, Cologne, right there on the Netherlands border.
Oh, Netherlands. Okay. So you're up a little north then, right?
No, it's more like
We're like almost
in the middle, but the east side.
bit
Little north. So you're above Berlin.
West
No,
Germany.
it's
geography. We play music. We don't know what else.
It's the
I'll
west side.
find you. I'll find you. Probably in June. I mean, in June there's Hellfest too in France. You guys have any plans for May or June? I mean, that may be a way to line it all up.
Yeah, we have some things in the works. Nothing is confirmed yet. The main thing for us right now has been working kind of on the album and working on our sound. Because I would say, or I don't know if you guys agree, but our 2 singles, we did that, I don't know, 2 years ago now with the kind of original members, and the way that we sound now, the way that we sound live, basically, hasn't been recorded. So that has been our goal so far, to get the live sound onto the record and where we're at now. Because you've got an amazing drummer, you bring complete kind of different sound to everything than what we used to do. So, and then also with you, with your guitars, it's basically the singles that you guys have heard that everybody loves, thank God, don't sound like the way that we sound now, especially with Marcel here. The live sound is just absolutely 1,000 times better. And I think the last show that we played was a punk show, funnily enough. And I remember we like showed up with like our big hair. They were all there. I don't know why they booked us there, to be honest. But whatever. I was like saying to them, like, it's an experience. Well, if we bomb it, we bomb it. But we got to learn, right, some way. And they were like booing us and shit.
A lot of punk? Is there a lot of punk? Is there a lot of punk metal in Germany?
Yeah. We have a big punk scene. We have local bands. We have bands from other countries coming and playing.
Yeah.
There are bars and clubs.
Yeah, there's actually one really big bar. So that's awesome. That we want to play at. But again, you know how it is. Booking takes forever. Well, I can't announce it because I don't want
aspect. You might be able to open those doors a little faster. That's another thing I learned with being a singer and a journalist. If you can work the circle, you can get the gig.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Well, actually, Marcel's very good at that. Do you want to talk about the show
Where's that?
in the Netherlands? There's actually, what was it called? The record store?
Record store day.
It started in the US, actually.
Okay. I like to learn more about it. Like, he seems like the inside guy.
Wait, did I hear Record Store Day?
I like this.
Yeah,
He's a
we'll
good
be
drummer.
playing at that in the Netherlands. They have their version of it too.
Oh, right on. I fucking love Record Store Day.
Got his insights in. That's good.
There was a place up in Iowa that is an old school record store called Moondog Music, and it's all just vinyl all the way through. And every year when I lived up there on Record Store Day, I made sure I was there to get new albums, and he also has glassware and all that other good stuff. So
yeah.
Large collection, I imagine, Chris. Like your money.
I'm sorry. I heard Record Store Day and my brain automatically just reminisced on a good memory.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Collections of vinyl. Yes.
I played there with a Dutch band a couple of years before, and I liked it. I wish play again with the other band. And now I found this great band, and now we can play there, and it's great. And the owner says, after we publish our album on vinyl or CD or what else,
they will be on everything, vinyl, CD, cassette.
They sell it. He has stores in 2 different cities. Yeah, it's great.
And then you can pick up the record.
Maybe that's something we should actually work on. It's actually working as distribution with him, because I know that Asgard has their own distribution concept, right, Chris?
Yeah. It's just a cool concept of a gig, because we play in a record store while the doors are open, people come in. It's just a great live situation, because it's normally you play on a stage
or in a horse trailer.
Or in a horse trailer.
This horse trailer. We got to use the horse trailer. We got to use it in some of your gigs, maybe a gimmick or something. Chris, we could spin their music on Asgard Radio and plug this record place to find the vinyl music. Let's maybe we can maneuver that for them. What do you think?
Yes. I was going to say, I'm going to send you my email address if you guys want to send me some music. We'll put it on Asgard Radio, and Yeah,
It's worldwide.
we'll also talk about among the other things, many things we have to talk about right now, Record Store Day. And
Yes.
speaking of
Yeah.
shit we got to talk about.
I like this. Good. This is good. This gets some money in their German pockets with us going, we can listen to their music. I like this concept. This is good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can send you a little like early demo last week.
Yeah, that works.
Right on.
Send it to Chris. He's in Kentucky. I'm
The
I'll
first
move it around.
American
You guys for him.
New singles coming out in
Yeah.
hopefully September. If everything goes on track, September.
I like his mind. He may not talk a lot, but your drummer's smart. And I had some smart drummers. Not all of them were loyal, but they were smart.
Now
it's hard to find a good drummer. We have one really creepy guy.
Oh,
It's
man.
horrible.
Oh,
I have so many.
I got rid of 17. It's okay. I had 33 members.
Yeah, we weren't that bad, but
we feel you. We
Yeah.
feel you.
So God.
now folks, I do gotta say, because like I said, I got shit that I'm actually required to talk about right now.
Go for it, Chris.
So we do have Sonic Temple coming up May 25th. That is in Columbus, Ohio. Listen to Asgard Radio on Throwback Thursday for your chance to win a set of tickets. We have 6 sets of tickets to give away, and we are going to give away one a week leading up to the event. So stay tuned on Throwback Thursdays with Slider for your chance to win Sonic Temple tickets. And we're also making plans for Incarceration, Aftershock, and Louder Than Life. So tune in on Facebook and Twitch TV to Danny Wimmer Presents DWP and find out all the details about all them big giant festivals going around the United States. Aftershock, Welcome to Rockville, Louder Than Life, Sonic Temple, Incarceration. So yeah, and then I was gonna tell Stolen here that they do have every year, and this is something to look into maybe for next year or down the road, the Ghost Zebra stage, which is where bands that are independent audition for spots at Louder Than Life, Welcome to Rockville, all of the major festivals by Danny Wimmer around the United States. A couple weeks ago, we talked to Windows 7, who is they won the Zebra stage a couple years back, and they've been on the bill for the festivals ever since. And we're working on talking to Nailbite, who today is on Twitch. I believe it's today. They're on Twitch. Basically, it's a battle of the bands for the Zebra stage. So
Competition. Love it.
yeah,
Can
look
we
into it. Check it out.
On Germany, on their concert calendar from our German band Stolen. Stolen, any shows coming up in your local area that you guys like to announce in the next month or and a half or so? Since we don't really know about June or May, what's going on next month?
we have one in Affenhag, which is where? Chattin, Anna, Hernia, and that one. And then we're back. Then we're basically in the studio for 2.5 weeks, full time. So that will
Awesome.
be hearing. But then we have a lot of cool stuff coming up on social media about that.
Cool. Awesome.
And then we'll be playing in Record Store Day in Netherlands on March. No, it's April 22nd.
Yeah,
April 22nd. Yes. Because we actually were going to play next week, but they moved. So, and then we will announce everything soon enough. I'm currently in the works, like dotting the I's and putting all the things together with the other thing. And then we'll hopefully, fingers crossed.
Wow.
Yeah, we're very busy. I always say to people, it seems like we're doing nothing, but I'm sure you know, it takes a lot of shit to get a record together.
Yes, it takes a lot. It does. It takes a producer, a record store to distribute it, obviously, for you guys. So that again, I think is key. You guys are taking the right approach with the horse and the carriage. Absolutely. Literally.
That was the
So you put it in, You take it down, you go to the studio, put it back in. This repetitive aspect is technically how music works. Yeah. It's constantly regurgitating stuff until you get the finer flakes of gold, or whatever you want to call it, good stuff, and then actually put it in, and then ultimately you have it in a record store. It ultimately becomes vinyl or cassettes or whatever, EP3s.
It is very hard work, and I'm very proud of my band members, because yes, we all have our regular job. We all work from 9 to 5 or longer, and after that, we are not done. Then starts second job, which is the band, which is songwriting, social media stuff, booking, rehearsal every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday. We are in the rehearsal.
We actually just came
yeah, we just came from rehearsal, and sometimes really it feels like you have no time to break. After the rehearsal, we go out, we party through the whole night, and then you maybe have like a little bit of the Sunday to just do nothing, and then it's work week again. Sometimes we sit here after work till midnight doing stuff for the band, stuff that people don't see. Like we want to get some merch done and stuff like that. And it all takes time, and you have to stay focused and put your back behind it. Yeah.
It's very similar to American bands. American bands do that a lot. They call it working artists. One thing you want to focus on, if you can, when you do a lot of shows, eventually figure out how you can take your second job to be your first job, or create your own job. Because a lot of the jobs you're doing, if you had a record deal, someone else would be doing that job. For instance, someone doing the merch, someone like, for instance, the horse trailer concept, someone would have another type of trailer, or maybe a tour bus. A lot of this stuff can be readjusted. So like, always think, if I have 10 million like euros, 10 million euros, for example, just 10 million euros, what would that do if I had a record deal? What would I do to allocate what I want as my musicianal artist thinker, and how do I want to present myself? I mean, there's huge stages where you're at, like Hellfest and stuff like that. You know how big they are, 50,000 to 100,000 capacity shows. That's not like America. We just don't have that draw. What you can get from America is maybe the money or the influence to push you, in the media aspect. One thing we were very good at media. What you guys are good at is content and the crowd. You have the audience. So now we got to figure a way, if you're a band, to achieve that audience in your favor. It's very capitalist, but it does work. I mean, what do you think, Chris? I mean, there's a lot of suggestions.
I was going to say, or you find a way to integrate your day job with your hobby. Okay. My day job, which I'm kind of out of work. Well, so I'm not out of work right now. I'm off work right now because of an injury I really can't talk about on air. But we build industrial sawmill equipment. So in my little area, I got my monitor set up and my speaker set up to where it's feeding me new music that I haven't heard before while I'm doing my day job. And then at lunchtime, we got about 5 or 6 guys that bring in guitars and whatnot. And we sit around and jam out for lunch. So, I mean, integrate the two.
Integration. Yes. Integrate. I mean, yes, integration.
And I got to say, the place I work for, Bruco Incorporated, we build industrial sawmill equipment. I could have never have landed a better job in my life if I'd actually would have tried.
You have a better job. You're the Asgard DJ of Asgard.
That's my hobby.
What kind of hobby is that?
And granted. Well, like I say, some people, some men out there spend thousands upon thousands of dollars in fishing equipment to have fishing as their hobby. Some guys out there will spend $500 on a golf club because golfing's their hobby. Me, sitting around getting stoned, listening to music, that's my fucking hobby.
I found out, and this is true, guys. I found this out. You can try, but this is a funny thing. You say hobbies on Facebook. You know how you got the different hobbies. I try to find out musical journalists, and it wouldn't put it down for a hobby because it's an occupation.
Oh man!
So I can't call this what I do a hobby. He could call it a hobby.
Well,
but I live in a record
hey.
company house and a musician. So doing the journalist role should be my first job, and being an artist to be known should be my second, even though I'm the most well-known artist in Tacoma, Washington, USA.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't
hey, like I say too,
bands, man. I mean,
Troy,
it's my fourth thing, you know. I'm just saying.
If you really love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Well, we don't work.
Philosophy.
And my day job, I mean, building, fabricating, welding, all that metal work. I love building shit out of metal. Granted, we're building what we're told to be built, and not like weird, wild, crazy shit.
You could.
Well, and honestly, and this is one of the things I love about my job. If I have a personal project on my own time, like on the weekends or something, I could go in there and work on my personal project.
But right now, you got your own personal project of being the media man that you are, Chronic Chris.
Well, working on that, but at the current moment, I mean, I have the studio built up pretty much the way I want it. Now it's just a matter of getting through what I got to get through here so I can get back to wanting to go to shows and going out on scene.
When you're halfway recovered, I'll be in Europe. You'll be halfway recovered. By the way, guys, just so you don't have to talk about your injuries or how you got it. This man has 7 broken ribs, and he's willing to.
I have 7 broken ribs and a fractured vertebrae.
Yeah, I can see that, man.
He's a tough man. I'll admit to my injuries too. I'm just recovering from a 5-month injury. So
he goes out every night. And he's still soldiers on. Look at him.
Yes, he keeps fighting for Asgard. He's a metal warrior.
Hey, like I say, rock and roll ain't gonna quit, so neither will I. And really, truly, I'm just sitting at my desk pushing a button, so it's not like I'm. It's not like I'm lugging in amps and guitars and schlepping for a band or something, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Drum equipment sucks, man. I mean, the drummer has to go deal with the horse trailer, has to deal with the record stores, he's got to get shit, and he has to listen because he probably only knows. Do you know English that well? Who knows English the most? Who doesn't?
What do you think?
I was gonna say they all speak English really well.
Is everyone second English, or is someone like just fluently English? That's another one I should have asked.
Did the accent not give it away, or like?
Yeah, who speaks English the most? Who speaks the German the most?
Yeah, she speaks English the most.
German, Netherlands.
I was gonna say the drummer has the thickest accent.
Yeah, I would think the drummer speaks very well. I imagine speaking to George Weller, Guggen well.
But see that's the thing I would find difficult about living in Europe is, you got so many different languages: German, French, Polish, Italian,
Swedish,
Spanish, Swedish,
Finnish.
Yeah, Scottish. I mean, so many different languages in one, and you guys are compacted in there too.
Yes, Germany is a very small, a lot of people in one condensed area. Yes,
that's how
they got the Black Forest though. You got the Black Forest. What's the Black Forest like, guys? What do you want to be at the Black Forest?
You mean the cake?
Yeah, what's that like? Is that place to go?
Cake, Black Forest cake, or like what Black Forest?
I was a geography-wise, the forest. Like you have forests in Germany, like the Autobahn. You got places to play, like festivals. There's like some kind of big festival, I think. What's the biggest festival in Germany? What's the biggest festival in Germany?
There is an illegal one in the forest, but
we cannot speak
about it because
due to legal reasons.
This is where the shit goes down. So.
Oh, it is a concert area. Okay, gotcha. But okay, besides the band area, not to play music in the forest, what is the normal biggest festival in Germany that everyone knows about? It's like something
Wacken.
Is it Wacken? And when does that start? And where's that located at? So the world can know.
Northern Germany, and it's always in August.
Always in August. It's like our Hempfest.
And that was very, very sad about Corona, because in that year Corona happened, they would have had LA Guns, Tom Kiefer, Cinderella. They would have had Stephen Piercy. stuff like that, and we really wanted to go, but
Okay.
another big one. Or it's not super big, but it's like from the band. It's the Bang Your Head Festival, South.
Yeah.
And they get bands like Vince Neil, they get Bane, events like that, and this also plays for.
Well, if you guys are doing anything in that time period in August, there's a thing called Hempfest Seattle, and I live with the owner. He could book you here in Seattle for Hempfest.
Can you also pay for plane tickets and work visas? So
Possibly. I mean, like I said, I'll be in Germany raising money for my company and possibly for other companies, for charity and for other aspects for musicians. So that's something I've been thinking about. There's a lot of different organizations I've formed. Unfortunately, in America, you form it too quickly and everyone wants to take over. So even though you might have a good idea, it's like the Thomas Edison thing. You could be the Nikola Tesla, but there's always going to be a Thomas Edison who wants to take your idea away from you. So I try to hold my ideas as much as I can to a point, but I'm a very public person. So my strategy would be to come to Germany, raise money, and get you guys to bring you over to Seattle and to get it.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I have a lot of bands like that. There are more than just you guys, because like I have two other bands that I really want to get to Washington. That'd be Swan Song from Finland with Noble Demon, and of course Pressure, which I'm wearing the shirt, from Sweden. And so if I could get a German band that wants to leave Germany and come to America, I have the best thing in the world. Hempfest Seattle. I mean, in the world. I mean, not the biggest, but one of the biggest festivals.
Yeah. I mean, we love that, to be honest. They wanted to go anyway to LA, just like us, to hang out.
It'd be August. August, I think. Maybe August. I could check the concert calendar with Levi here at the house and see what the date is.
You don't want to go to LA. You want to play the whiskey.
Everybody says that.
You want to play the whiskey and then get the fuck out.
Promise that. Okay.
Play the whiskey, have a drink at the Rainbow, get the fuck out of LA.
And it's also
gotta go.
It's also like everybody tells us that. Everybody is like, don't go to LA, but we need to experience it by ourselves.
We need to breathe in.
And also
there are places in that area that's okay. Like for instance, I know Peter Sermon. We've had him on a few times. He's from Czechoslovakia. He's played with Prince. He lives in Long Beach, California. Another good location. It's not. When they say LA, they're not saying these other locations. You have a place called
Anaheim.
Santa Barbara. You have a place called Anaheim. That's where the convention is.
Anaheim's up by Oakland. But the good thing about LA and Anaheim and in California in general, is you can save a lot of money on lodging by saying fuck the hotel and just plant your tent on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah.
You could, but you usually want to go.
Everyone else is. Why not?
I can get them tickets. I can get you guys probably hotel seats in the Hilton or something like that. If you can get a free comp, take the free comp. You don't want to be out of the street with a horse trailer. Just saying, it's America.
Hey,
it's
no judging.
Have some connections over social media where people said we can stay.
Yeah, we'll get you free lodging. Now make it.
And also
media. Stolen Band official on Instagram. Follow us. Sorry.
And if we would go to LA, we already said like there's some stuff we want to do. For example, every year on New Year's Eve, playing the Whiskey Go-Go. That would definitely be something we would go for. We would just not go on any time, but we would pick a day like this where it's at least like a show, a concert. That's how we always plan to do it.
Yeah, and then bully them behind the scenes.
Exactly.
And we got a lot of contacts. So like in a media aspect, I like to shine up a band. They're coming to here with us. And so we'll try to get you as much media exposure we can, try to get you all the freebies. There's another great city in the United States that also has a lot of comps. It's called Las Vegas in Nevada, USA. Another great place to go to and to get yourself shined. What I mean by shine, just people get to know you. You get to get more free comps. You get to know people in the industry. You get to decide where you want to place yourself. Yeah, that's the American dream. You're your own creator and your own captain of your ship. So it's very a pirate concept of going from one place to another. It's an adventure, but don't take it too seriously. There is a lot of problems in America, and trust me, if I had to live somewhere, I'd probably.
As long as we can grab some free drinks along the way. we will be fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pop yourself out with the right people. That's what I say.
No, I think we're very good. We always get usually never. We don't have that much. Yeah, we don't.
Where is Chris? We lost Chris for Chris.
No,
you
no,
okay?
I'm here.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I was my cats are trying to steal my biscuits and gravy. It's pretty damn good.
No, not the gravy, man.
Oh man, that pussy doesn't know what to do.
No, I just I have trouble eating in my house because
Faster Pussycat's a fast cat.
Actually, that's funny. We can talk about that. What the original name of the band was supposed to be.
What, Fast Cat?
What was it?
No, fast with finger.
No, there's another one. The cat.
Cat Call.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to be called Cat Call. But when I joined,
my
name is Cat. I was like, we're not doing a Bon Jovi situation, so we have to change the name.
If you were called Cat Call, you guys would get so much trigger warnings in the United States, it wouldn't be funny.
Probably.
I think we're gonna get those
Widow PETA and the feminists go against you. So the people that really hate the animals will kill you, and so would the feminists.
Well, now we have a very neutral name, actually, which is really
Okay.
how we got the name.
Oh yeah, the name that's very like that's I don't know. We tried. That was the hard struggle to find a name. And
Was stolen?
Yeah,
Was stolen? Was it actually the
stolen? We just we just
Yeah,
added
wow.
some fanciness to it. It wasn't fancy enough.
But it was like we were looking for months to find the right name, and every now and then somebody would come in with an idea. Like we would sit down in the rehearsal room. Okay, what do you have? And it was all shit. It was shit. It was bad. And then there was this time when we really wanted to replace our old drummer because
Not you.
he was super cringe and super fucked up person. We wanted to replace him, but we found him in all these online musician websites. So if we would place a new ad there, he would see it, right? So we came up with this like fake band. Kat created a fake band page, and she stole. She stole a band picture of a totally different band, used that as the band profile, and then she just called the band Steel. And we found that so good that eventually the idea of stolen came
up. Because we're talking about it, and then you were like, "Oh, the picture was stolen." I was like, "We got it, guys."
Yes.
Whack a little thing in it. I'm like, "Perfect, amazing, good job, team." That's the way we got the name.
Destiny. Stolen was created out of a stolen. Dude, you guys had a similar story I've had in the last 8 years. I have so many people that want to steal my concept, even though I've trademarked it 7 times a year. Wow. I trademark my stuff as well, other people's stuff all the time. Yet you still get people that want to steal your stuff. And they're not even artists. They don't even go to your band practices. They don't even care about your music. They just want to make that revenue, that old big old money. Or what they say, euros, right?
Exactly.
But dude, now imagine the band merch, like for example, a shopping bag with the word stolen on it. And you go
let's do that.
Your girlfriend stole money.
I had this.
Yeah, bull. Right? That's what you say in German, right? Yes, that's great.
I had a similar situation. I was on another radio program, and I decided eventually, after 5 years on it, that program just wasn't for me anymore. And I left there, and they're all, "Well, you can't use the name Chronic Chris anymore because we created it," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I actually have a copyright on it. And I pulled out my copyright, and then I pulled MySpace from 2007 when the name like first popped into my head.
Yeah, you can put like trademarks every day saying, "I'm a creative artist. I'm not a digital creator. I'm just a musician. I'm just a singer created on my own mind, not off a computer." They don't get it.
And I thought about doing a trademark, but someone told me with the trademark, you get exclusive license, like with the name. But with the name, he said, put a copyright on it. That way you find anyone else using that name, you can give them a cease and desist.
Yeah, but that should not always. That should always be the thing, though. I mean, is that the thing in life? you create something, then the people can just have the ability. Oh, let's go steal this shit. It's not ours.
Well, now, I haven't gone out looking for other people named Chronic Chris, but other people have come to me and said, well, I type in Chronic Chris and this guy comes up. All right, let me send him a message. Hey, man, you can't use the name. Sorry, no offense. You got to find something else.
Well, sometimes it's innocent, but most of the time it's not so innocent. Most of the time, this is blatant thievery. Okay, that's why I've had 33 members, because most of them wanted to steal, not me, but everything I was thinking. But they had this terrible thing of knowing they can't create themselves. So the story doesn't work out so well. They go, well, how's the Burm story? Oh, I don't know. I started 2 years ago stealing his shit 5 years ago. Oh, wow. Being a fan? No, I just didn't like him, but I liked his music. But I wanted to recreate it to be my music, even though I have no creative talent at all, and I can't create anything. This is how it leads to be in America. That's why I'm going to Europe. Because then if I'm in Europe and they steal my stuff, that's what I call good creds. Because then I'm internationally stolen. And we're talking about that.
Stolen.
Yeah.
There you go.
All those Deutschmarks used to be. Now we're just doing euros.
Be like Kiss. We'd be like stolen beer, stolen cereal.
Yeah. Stolen cigarettes, stolen names. No pressure from pressure. No pressure from pressure.
Stolen
horse trailers.
Stolen car keys.
Yeah, stolen car keys. I hate it when they steal your car keys.
Oh, you know, it's actually really funny. One time we got locked out of our Spotify account, and I tried to Google, tried to type in
took a passport
our like
passports.
But every time I wrote it in, it was like stolen Spotify account. They'll be like, how to recover. I was like, no, that's not. I'm looking for our band. Not that it's not been compromised. I just need to log in. So sometimes it's a little annoying, but people love
a good way to
Saturday.
mess with your friends. Speaking of stolen stuff, if you're out hanging out at your buddy's house, doing whatever, right before you leave, take one battery out of the remote.
Damn it, Chris. That is so funny.
But remember, it's got to be your good buddy that knows how to take a good joke.
If you're in Germany or in America, just take a battery out. You guys still have batteries, don't you?
No, only horses.
Batteries. We have different technology here.
There's no ACDC
in Germany. What are you talking about? ACDC.
If you can't grab a battery out of their remote, then steal their phone charger.
There's no phone chargers in Germany.
Everyone's
we don't even have electricity, man. We're doing
no
this
electricity in Germany. They stole it.
Exactly, because it was stolen. Let's go. You guys are the miracle of marketing. We're the kings and queens of marketing over here.
You're talking to the king of punk, talking to the Chronic Chris from Asgard, from Kentucky to Seattle, Washington, and you guys are in Germany. So it's like, it's beautiful. This is how we steal the flames of whatever Stolen is talking about in Germany.
Yeah.
So let's
Build the show.
Oh, let's do this. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
More shows, more songs, more going to the record store, get the horse trailer out. I don't know, bring horse trailers to America, but we definitely, this horse trailer is part of your gig. You know now that this horse trailer is a gimmick now. This is your main gimmick. You know, you got to use the horse trailer.
Yes, and when they get to the United States, we're gonna find them the most metal
this horse trailer. You guys can have the horse trailer.
Hell yeah.
I see like a lot of
and I'm talking painted black over the rust, so the rust is still seeping through the black. Little spikes on the lug nuts.
Gonna make it sleazy, like it can be.
I'm gonna gallop on a horse just to see.
Oh, you want sleazy? Well, when you open the back door, there's just a mattress laying there.
Oh, nice. That's where we all sleep.
I want to be in full metal, like Sabaton, in armor, in a big, like, shining armor on a giant Clydesdale horse, those biggest horses on the planet, the ones that drag the big stuff.
The Budweiser horses.
On the horse while I come to Germany. This is the image I want. Me on a night horse with a Clydesdale, riding a Clydesdale to this trailer. Yes. Yes.
I want speakers and a police siren. Ooh.
Ooh, yes.
Well,
Every time we see someone that's attractive, we arrest them.
Oh, yeah.
I personally am working on
Get in the car.
right
Don't
now.
steal.
I am working on. I am saving up money to buy an ambulance, and when I buy an ambulance, I'm gonna take all the lights off it. I'm gonna paint it black, and then I'm gonna put all the lights back on it.
And then you can come pick us up.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, beer, come.
Yes. You can leave your
Yeah,
hotel
yeah.
and go pick you up with the ambulance.
And that's my plan for when I retire, to have an ambulance that I go around to events and do live broadcast with.
Or you can just do like a Rockstar saving service.
Yeah, these people, man.
Payment plan for rock stars. We have a payment plan for rock stars in Germany here. we also
then I'd kind of have to be a stalker. Like, where's these guys on tour at? They got an older bus. We're gonna go to this part of the country because they're about to break down and they'll need a ride to the shop.
I'll tell him that. I think we're gonna.
Probably.
Like last weekend, we had an amazing time on Friday.
Oh man.
2 hours sleep later, back in the rehearsal room, played the entire set, finished the new song.
Yeah, we practiced the
3-hour nap.
Passed out in the rehearsal studio.
And
how long do you set? Like 45 minutes to 2 hours? How long you guys usually set practice for rehearsal time? What's your usual set time?
It's like 3 to 4 hours.
No,
right?
more than that. 6
I
hours.
used to do that.
6 hours on the
That's good,
Friday,
that's
6
good.
hours on the Saturday. We do 12
You
hours.
guys take breaks? You take breaks intermittently, like every 30 minutes, half an hour?
I mean, I think we play. Our set is like what? How long? Stan, how long is it?
40 to 50 by now.
Yeah, because we have, I think, 10 songs.
10 songs.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
do our whole 10 songs, take a little break, do it again. We've
It's a
been,
good process. I've
these
done the
guys have
same.
been writing a bunch of new stuff. Stain always writes the fucking awesomest guitar parts for us, so it's been a lot of songwriting. So these guys are more.
Always practice. That's actually what I used to do all the time. It's very important to get your 10 in like 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever, until you just can't play anymore. But try to get your breaks in, try to, drink water, whatever. And
Water?
Yeah, we are. We're drinking
Yeah.
water.
We do.
We love
beer,
water.
water, beer, whatever.
There's
Just keep
water
your
in here.
You be good.
Water.
Sure.
I'll drink water when the ice in my whiskey melts. Wait, I don't put ice in my whiskey because it waters it down.
Whiskey.
Wait, no, I lied. I do
But it
drink
has an
water.
American flag on it. They'll love it. I'll go grab it for you guys.
I do drink water, but
bit
it's
of, like,
heated
you know,
up
little-
and then filtered through coffee
It's
grounds.
the water. It's all good.
As you can see, it clearly says water. Wasser.
Yeah, it does say water. H2O, as they say in the. It's there. It's in the ingredients. It says it only has 3 ingredients for German beer. Water has to be one of them, right?
Yeah, of course, man.
I mean-
like, you have to stay hydrated, right?
Yeah, but like if you go back 200 years ago, kids used to drink it and it was normal. Why can't it be so?
Yes.
So now what's
And it
wrong?
was actually accepted because the poison was not in it, because if you had
Because
beer,
there was nothing else to drink that was clean.
it was clean. It was perfected that it would not hurt you. If you
And-
drank some water, you could get sick, but if you drank the beer, you were fine.
Yeah,
And actually some of these, maybe not in Europe because you don't have the FDA like we have, and you're not allowed to.
Government
The
issues.
United States, our USDA and our FDA, they allow a lot more chemicals and preservatives put into our food than the rest of the world allows. So sometimes here in the United States, giving your kid one of them little juice cups or whatever the fuck is worse than giving your kid a shot of whiskey.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, you
But
know,
you
that,
think in Germany, you guys do have a regulation when it comes to your beer. We found that out by a few other German bands we've actually talked to. So what is the beer regulation, do you guys know, in Germany for making beer? You guys follow the beer making process?
Yes, the German purity laws.
Yes. Do you guys recall that?
See, we're beer drinkers, not beer makers, so I'm not
I-
sure
I-
if we know.
I can just say that it's always about quality.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I
Quality beer,
think,
yes.
I think the German beer has its reputation for it worldwide.
Yes.
yeah, we can only say it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big beer stands.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love beer.
Yeah.
And luckily we're young enough to stay skinny.
As soon as I started going here for the band, I think my taste for beer has really broadened up.
Oh, and he got better and better in a while. Like is really in good shape now. He can drink a lot. So
It's important to be in shape when you're drinking. Yes, there's a certain rule about drinking and being in shape. Yes, in Germany.
But you know, Marcel keeps us all safe. He doesn't drink actually, so he has to put up with our.
That's what the world to learn from Germans
You know,
is the way to be in
someone has
shape.
to be the quiet
and
one
drink.
in the group to keep up with all the personalities, and he drives the bus. So
he keeps us calm and he drives us home. So
Yeah.
it's,
Right on. See now,
Never
and
forget about the horse trailer. Yes,
I know
yes.
over in Germany, your beer is a lot stronger and a lot better than the beer we get here in America.
how strong is yours? Wait, ours is
Weak.
1.8%.
4.8.
our thing. What we want to do when we come to America, when we go to a bar, or whiskey go go or wherever, we really want to show people
The
how it's
European
done.
way,
Like,
which I think is the rockstar way of
yeah,
you guys.
I
But
think people are not ready. Like
I think our wallets aren't ready.
Yeah.
we can handle a lot. So
It's like Back to the Future, you know, like when you saw in the Back to the Future movie where Michael was getting up on the stage and like, I don't know if you're ready for this. That's what they're saying. They're not sure they're ready.
Yeah, when he plays the Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
They're not ready.
You might not be ready
for
for this, but your kids are gonna love it.
He doesn't watch any movies, so you don't know what they're.
When you feed him with information, internet. I mean, do you feed him the guitar, anything? I mean,
No, he just plays guitar. Like, you know, in Van Halen, our guitarist is also from the Netherlands. The best ones are. So
yeah, sometimes
that's all he does.
Sometimes he reads lyrics. You know, that's where his like amount of words he can speak. They
Does he know what the pocket means in Germany? Like being in the pocket. Does he know what being in the pocket? It's a music term. I don't know if he knows or not, being from the Netherlands. But does he know how to be on time to work with a singer? I mean, is it always a transition of knowing what the pocket is?
I thought being in the pocket was when you let out the solo. I got to take a shit face.
I mean,
as a singer, I know that's not true. That's not true.
I think both definitions are true for me. I mean, you've looked at my face sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to film him and zoom real close.
We have some nice photos. We can send you a collage later. Like,
so he's a follow lead guitar player. So he'll follow the lead while doing the lead, while there is no rhythm, but yet follow the lead.
He's everything.
Yeah.
He's, you can say, the workhorse of the band. He carries.
I'm the rhythm and the lead.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
We're thinking about getting a second guy, but he was so good that we were like, nobody could compete. The other guy wouldn't do anything. So what's the point of using it? No.
The other guy can sit there and count and play 3 chords.
No, I don't want to share my revenue. You know, see, that's another grade. I don't want to share my money. 4 is enough.
That's true. I mean, if you're gonna get more than 4 members, you got to go big or go home, like Slipknot.
Yeah,
but it's also incurring costs, right? Studio money and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we are actually, I'm really proud that we self-fund everything. So then we have full control of what we do and how we do it. I think that's also what makes us stand out from everything. Is that
hell yeah, and that truly
free control, yeah.
In my belief, that is truly one of the most difficult things to do in this business, is to stay independent and fund yourselves and keep control of everything, because you know them labels come at you and that check looks really, really nice for touring and getting your name out there. And
yeah, they always want to change your name so they can fit you there.
With that check comes a lot of puppet strings.
Yeah, well, I think maybe it will take us more time, like a year longer or something. But at the end of the day, because we do what we do, we're gonna be much better.
Magazines are good though. If you guys do like magazine covers or your image, you can usually work out with a fashion company. Like we've got a magazine company we're actually talking to tomorrow. And magazines companies, I always say, search out and not listen to photographers, because the ones that really are cool that help me is the ones that take pictures of you on stage, and then you talk to that photographer, and then they might know a magazine. And before you go, you got to article them in that magazine.
And now that we're on this subject here, because there's been a band I've wanted to bring up since she first said sleaze rock. There's a band here in the United States. They're out of Jackson, Mississippi, an independent band called Framing the Red. And they promote themselves as Southern Sleaze Rock. 100% independent, doing their own thing. They work the day job during the week and go out and do shows on the weekend. I think we need to see a Framing the Red Stolen show.
Ooh, that would actually be cool.
That would be cool. That would be very
I
cool.
have to look them up. They sound awesome.
They are, and it's like a Molly Hatchet meets Leonard Skinner meets what's his name? Old blues guy. Not Muddy Waters. The one that sold to the devil. What the fuck?
Oh, you know the Crossroads concept. This is the Crossroads.
Robert Johnson. Molly Hatchet meets Leonard Skinner meets Robert Johnson is Framing the Red.
But Bob Dylan's the one that's been known as the one who sold his soul to the devil for his music, and that's Bob Dylan.
No, that was Robert.
On my soul immediately.
Yeah, Bob Dylan. No, just sell his. He did sell his soul to the devil. Yeah, Bob Dylan did.
Johnson, they just say that because
so. Watch out for Bob Dylan, guys. He is a demon on the loose.
I don't know. I've seen Bob Dylan, and
I don't. A metal that wants to come out of the underbelly. What he usually does.
Wait, we're talking about the old the times they are a changing Bob Dylan, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more heavy metal than Bob Dylan.
I mean, he got a stone, he had to roll. You know, they got a horse trailer. I mean, there's reasons why it's happening. Yeah, but he did sell his soul to the devil. That's what I heard. There's documentaries on that. Just check out Devil Stolen Bob Dylan. It comes out all you do YouTube searches. It's well documented.
I don't know. When I seen him in concert, we couldn't understand a damn thing he was saying.
Hence, he was stolen by the devil. You can't understand a demon's language. He's trying to speak in a foreign, immortal language that's not even German or English. This is a demonic language you're trying to figure out because it's coded. Every song he has, you can't understand anything.
Like English and German.
Listen to every Bob Dylan story. Tell me what it's about, and try to be straight-faced about it. You do not know. There is no song that Bob Dylan's ever made that means anything that is human. It's non-human. It's a code. It's from the devil.
Channel.
So
just saying.
Where can we find you guys on social media?
So here we go.
Here comes
we
the
got
hard part.
Instagram, we got Facebook, and we're on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is gonna kick off soon with our kind of behind the scenes stuff with the recording, soon music videos coming up, and then same with Instagram's always, we're doing something all the time. We're gonna do some live streams soon, some Q&As and shit like that, and then Facebook is kind of like the more collective medium of all of our stuff. That makes sense. Facebook, everything is there.
You guys ever did a documentary before for your band? I've done documentaries for bands before. You ever done a doc before you?
We've just played together for like a few, like we're just doing the first album. Like the only documentary we have is my Instagram stories. So if that counts, then yes, we've done many.
But I think we really have enough footage already.
Yeah, we have enough for a book.
Yeah.
You should have. I mean, I'm not just we're recording.
This is the Chronicles of Stolen.
No. See, Troy's gonna come over there.
Yeah,
and he's gonna come over there with a camera, and he's gonna film 72 hours from Friday afternoon till Sunday evening, and it's going to be called A Stolen Weekend, A Weekend with Stolen, the documentary.
I love this.
Better don't tell your wife, man.
Yeah,
I
I
this.
think it'd be better.
This is just gonna be a casual business trip, nothing more.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
keep it like
Yeah.
that.
I'm only bringing Swedes and Finnish artists. That's all. Just pure record types. We're not gonna do anything unusual in Germany. Just pure Finnish, Swedish, and American.
The unusual stuff always happens to us. We don't plan it, so better be prepared, man.
No, get ready. It's like we always like to say, we don't look for trouble, trouble finds us. Somehow, every time. And again, this is not. See, when we met him the first time, our parties were renowned. Like, people in the scene know who we are. And the way we party is known. And people don't believe it. And when we first met him, we took him out. And the day after, he looked at me and he was like, you know, people told me stories about your parties. I never believed them. But now I know it's true. We go,
Really
when we go hard. We go home.
I must bring my friend Simon from the band Pressure from Sweden. He drinks a lot as well, and he likes parties. We had a story with him. He drank a big amount and had a concert up north in Sweden. Remember the story we had, Chris?
Yes.
It was amazing. These people were all rich. They were penguin shaped, and they became metal penguins.
Penguin suited. He walked in, and it was like a black tie affair.
Yeah.
And they played like a couple of slow covers, and it ended up being a wedding.
Yeah.
They played a couple of slow covers and stuff, and they're like, dude, we don't know what else to play. We're running out of covers. And he says one of the brides walked up and said, hey, can you play some metal? And he says, yeah, sure. And they went into like Motley Crue or Metallica or something like that, old school 80s. Iron Maiden. Yes, that's what he said, Iron Maiden. And he said all of a sudden the tuxes were off and they were moshing on the dance floor.
Oh, that's a wedding.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you guys go to Luxembourg, Bavaria, somewhere where there's rich people, Austria, Switzerland, I don't know. We find a nice amount of rich people, and then have you guys play. And then there you go. There's your money problem. It's all gone. Batman story. Once you play there, you don't have to worry about money ever again.
I'm trying to think, like, every time we get paid, it's just paid in drinks, but I don't think people understand. Like, when we play
Weddings.
No, not even that. They're like, oh, we can't give you any money, but you can drink for free. And I don't think they understand how much alcohol we consume. They probably lose money.
Possibly.
It would have been easier to just pay us at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel nauseous and the fellow won't
Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Yeah, please.
Grab a beer, please.
On
I
out
think
here.
someone's gonna die before we watch that. There might be another death coming.
Well, I was gonna say I got about 5 more minutes here. I gotta go let the dogs out and run some errands.
That's all
Who's
right.
got to let the dogs out?
Holy shit, we've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
I hope we still have all the viewers' attention out there. I mean, I know people really have short attention spans nowadays. That's why, I try to keep short and stuff. But
Subway Surfer video.
but great bands like Stolen here. Fuck, we get to talk, and next thing you know, we've been sitting here an hour and a half just bullshitting.
They will read every content, every lick, every sentence, every word, be it German or English, and they will study this as if it was historical masterpiece of literature. Trust my friend. Yes.
Well said.
But hell yeah, folks, everyone out there, I appreciate everyone hanging out with us today. The band Stolen from Germany. Fucking Troy Anderson and the International Punk Kings. Everyone, it has been a blast. I am Chronic Chris of Asgard Radio. Like I said, I got to let the dogs out and run some errands and do some shit. But Stolen is going to send me some music. So we're going to get them on rotation at asgardradio.com and make sure they are heard worldwide. How about it, motherfuckers? I am Chronic. I am Chronic Chris, and until we get together next time, keep your horns up, motherfuckers.
All right, man.